Yes,
Okay.
Brothers and sisters, good afternoon. Good afternoon from Dallas, Texas. Of Ethiopic software and keyboard. And our brother Mark, both of them will introduce themselves. Dr. Amara is well known scientist, as you know, and brother Mark is special researcher, expert on the Native African language, and he published about 20 books in Yoruba with Ethiopian, with Ethiopic, which is the Ethiopian language, with Ethiopic font. So Dr. Amara, today we're going to discuss about the importance of the African native language, especially like the Ethiopic, the font, in order to make it as the first African continental language, and the African Union also working language as well. And so we're gonna this is a discussion, so where we all will learn from this board experts, from Dr. Amara and brother Mark. So just relax and enjoy yourself. Just grab your coffee or tea or water juice. And I'm relaxing. And our president also is helping. Daniel, probably he will come on also. So this is the United States of Africa. And the United States of Africa and the Global Africanism Network sponsored today's program, introducing Ethiopic to Africa and to our people on the continent, as well as in the diaspora. And Dr. Amara and Brother Mark, welcome to the United States of Africa and Global Pan-Africanism Network. And so will you just join in and just introduce yourself, relax, just introduce yourself, feel like you're in Africa. So there is no formal introduction and things like that. And oh, I forgot, Dr. Amara is also part of the United States of Africa and Global Pan-Africanism Network board member. He joined us like about a month ago. So he's legally a registered board member. And I'd like to thank him also for serving on the Pan-Africanism movement. And so Dr. Amara, please introduce yourself and then let's continue. Thank you, our President Daniel, for helping us behind the scene. And Brother Mark, thank you for coming.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I hear you.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. I understand Mark is using two things, so he has to mute one. Anyway, thanks, Yaro Guashao. Thanks, Daniel, and I also thank United States of Africa for giving me this opportunity and everybody who is involved in this. And my point today is to give you a brief description of what Ethiopic is and how important it is and why and how we are going to use it for other African alphabets, other African languages, and a brief history of the alphabet. Ethiopic is one of the oldest alphabets in the world, and in Ethiopia, we developed and we have been using it for over 3,000 years. And it has been in continuous use, and we have documents from parchments as well as paper now. Over the years, we have moved the alphabet with the technology, and the Ethiopic is one of the alphabets that used the Gutenberg printing press around 1513. Since then, we have practically used it with every technology, and one of the features of Ethiopic is it is a unique alphabet, and it gives a character for every possible sound. And because every sound has an alphabet, and every alphabet, which I can call glyph, represents sound. As a result, there is no spelling error. Whatever you utter has its own color or shape. So once you study for life, you don't need any dictionary to remember the spelling because there is no for it other than a regular omission and things like that. And at the same time, this alphabet has been with a good language. It has also been improved for use with other languages, especially Amharic, Tigrinya, Agobilan, and so on. And now there are 10 character sets which use the alphabet. In the meantime, my contribution to this alphabet is, starting in 1982, I managed to computerize it. And at the same time, we also took it to the Unicode. And so now the Ethiopic alphabet is one of the alphabets you will see in Unicode. And time we now use it for about 13 Ethiopic character sets, which are other than the ones I mentioned. There is the Ilan, Rage, Gumuz, Oromo, Basketo, and so on. There are about 13 of them. Now what we are trying to do is, because it is a phonetic alphabet, it can be used for any language. So it is possible for us to use it for other languages, and one of them which we can use is we can use it in any African languages. And Mark has so far perfected it for other languages, and we are developing to see that it can be used for more languages. I think now he has already done it for about 22 of them, so he can talk about that. But one thing I wanted to know about the alphabet is, it is really a perfect alphabet. For instance, to give you an example, the word, the sentence, brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, takes about 36 characters to write it in English. In Ethiopic, you just need only 24 of them. So not only are you saving time, you are saving space, as well as even memory space on computers, as well as on paper. So there is quite a lot of advantage. In fact, I think it is one of the alphabets we should take in the future when we go to another planet. It is a perfect one. What we are now trying to do is, there are some characters, there are some languages which need improvement, and the Ethiopian alphabet allows creation of new character for new sounds. So if there are languages which need more characters, create for them. And some of them already have alphabet. They recently built it around English, like the Nico. It is a tonal language, and we can add this tone. At the same time, the Ethiopic has really been improved. For instance, in my case, since one of the ancient alphabets didn't have a zero. So I have added the Ethiopic zero and now use it for mathematics. The alphabet already has its own other symbols So there is really no need to create some unless we need it, and if we need it, we can do it. As a result, now I am encouraging everybody to start using it, and we need to build words and dictionaries and so on so that we can use it at the same time. There is really no need why we should use, say, Latin or Arabic, which are alien. We have our own alphabet, which we have developed for thousands of years. So at the same time, we have to use Amharic, which is a national Ethiopia, and language along with Ethiopic would be one language which we can use for African languages. The idea of using Amharic, and that is not new, it has been around since the time of Haile Selassie, since the OAU was formed. So it is not something new, but we are now revisiting it. Hope Ethiopians in particular will be helpful, and depending on the need, I will help with whatever it takes, and if necessary, the way I'm trying to make arrangement with the Ethiopian government, I will make sure we will have the alphabet in every possible African country who needs it, at least for the cost of producing it. If you have any more information, if you need any more information, my email is geezedit@aol.com, geezedit@aol.com. For those of you, if you want to practice some Amharic, you can go on the internet and out a website called freetyping.geezedit.com, freetyping.geezedit.com. There you can type from that website in Amharic on your PC, or then take and paste it anywhere you want to use it. So at the present time, the language has been developed, the technology is moving along, and since I started it in 1982, I now have 7 patents, 4 United States patents, and 3 Ethiopian patents. You can read more by searching USPTO using my name. And other than that, we can just move the alphabet as well as the number. And I need your cooperation, and I'm grateful for people like Mark, who has taken years to make sure this language can be used for different African languages. And I have seen the character sets he has picked for languages like Yoruba, Zulu, and so on. So I already moved it, but I will leave the rest of the story for him to tell. If you have any question, I will be back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And like I said, that's great work what you did as far as the software. So anyway, Mark Powell, the Black Lion. You see that right there? You know, you took it
Anvesa.
Over here in St. Petersburg. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm African on since maybe 2011, as far as using Ethiopian for other African languages. But I spent between 97 and 2000. That's when I first started to study Amharic, and I picked up a book, the Amharic Dictionary by Wolf Leslau. Well, that's what I did back then. But anyway, like I said, around 2011 is when I started using it to write other African languages. And I started with Yoruba, I think. I may have used it a little bit for transliterating the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, because between that time period, between 2000 and 2010, around there, I was really focused on the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. But after that, I said, you know what? I explored a lot of other things. So I studied Meroitic and other African languages. I studied Soninke. That's a language in Mauritania, Ghana, ancient Ghana, Senegal, Gambia. Studied a little Wolof. But mostly I focused on the Yoruba. Eventually focused on the Yoruba. and I started experimenting, writing it with the Fadal, the Ethiopic letters. I saw that it was easy to use because of Dr. Aberamola. We have it readily available in software. You know, it's not like we have to jump through a bunch of hoops to use it. It's not like we have to go through a lot of extra things, a lot of obstacles to use it. All we have to do is add the tonal marks. And once you got that, pretty much you can use it to write any African language, you know, to my knowledge. I mean, I haven't had troubles even representing clicks, especially following the Zulu pattern of using certain consonants, certain Roman consonants to substitute for clicks because they don't have those consonants in their languages. So I did the same thing with Ethiopian. But Dr. Roberto, I'm sure, or Dr. Mola, I'm sure that he has special characters to represent the clicks. But then again, like I say, the click languages wasn't one of my focuses. It was just something that I did because I know that that's one of the major languages, and I wanted to provide a true African orthography, one that's not debatable. You know, I mean, I'm in the Arabic too. We all know that we've talked about this before. But Arabic, you know, people would debate its Africanness, its Africanity or whatever. But with Ethiopian, its African genius isn't in question, you know. So, I mean, you know, we know that's an African writing system. It's at least 3,000 years old to my knowledge. And, or maybe I think the oldest inscription that some people say are from 900 BC. So that's almost 3,000 years. But I also have a artifact, a photograph of an artifact in one of my books, one of my many books. And it says that there's a picture of a bull. And if I can screen share, I will share that with you. But there's a artifact, I think it was found around Eritrea somewhere, or modern Eritrea, it used to be Ethiopia previously. But that artifact is said to be from 1500 years, and I would make the Ethiopian letters 3,500 years old, or around approximately 3,500 years old. But anyway, so like I say, it's an ancient African. Are you there? Hello?
Yeah.
Something just happened. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. You're able to finish on your thing. So anyway, like I say,
keep going.
All right. So anyway, okay. So yeah, like I say, anyway, it's an ancient African language. I mean, writing system. Ethiopic is an ancient African writing system. It's continued to the day. The letters have so much uniformity with the old writing systems that someone who learns the Ethiopic letters right now can actually navigate, even if they can't read it fluently. They can actually navigate. That's right. Yeah, Guz. All right, so you know that, but everybody doesn't know that. Okay, so I'll use Guz if people are familiar with that. So anyway, yeah, I'm using two devices. Hey, it's what it is. You know, the other device broke. It's the best I can do, Mr. President. So anyway, like I say, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so anyway, someone who learns the Ethiopian letters right now, they can or maybe not so easily, but they can actually navigate inscriptions that's 3,000 years old at least, or approximately. Let me say approximately 3,000 years old. So I mean, that's a lot. You know, the Ethiopians, they've been responsible with their literacy traditions. You know, ancient Egyptian, unfortunately, that was lost. Although it's popular, you know, it was lost. It went extinct. Okay, you have the same thing with Meroitic. Meroitic went extinct. Tefenya, that's another writing system that I'm into. I study Tefenya, which is a writing system from the Tuareg people of the Shahar of West Africa. But they just recently developed it so that it's clear. All right, but the Ethiopians, on the other hand, they developed theirs so that it was clear centuries ago. So I mean, it's like, I mean that's really the best. I mean, you can't really go with Coptic. Coptic is, the language is African, but the writing system, you know, that's Greek. That's mostly Greek, except for the 7 in Kori, or the 7 letters on the back, and some other letters in Old Coptic. Those are African, but like I said, it wasn't even maintained as a living language. It became liturgical. But the Ethiopian writing system, the Ethiopian letters, those maintained as a living writing system, still used on currency. I have some coins that a sister gave me some years ago. You know what I'm saying? Modern coins. You know, I'm proud to have them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, modern Ethiopian coins with the God's letters minted right there on them. You see the God's letters on license plates. You see them on airplanes. You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Roberta said, it's already on airplanes. There's no reason why it shouldn't go to space. There's no reason why it shouldn't be on why it shouldn't be on satellites. I mean, that's really about it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it just makes the most sense. You know what I'm saying? Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Are you done? Are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I have some things to add.
I'm sorry. Let me make a correction. Yes, Sister Gashal, she said that I
Yes.
wrote 20 books. What I did was I wrote a lot of books, and I can't remember how many I wrote. You know, I haven't copywritten all of them, and I haven't sent them off. But I haven't sent all of them off. So let's see. I wrote like maybe three using Fidal, two or three using Fidal for Yoruba. Let's see, I wrote another book on African American vernacular, what they call Ebonics. Okay, you know, Ebonics, that's a proper term. I wrote a book on that. Let me see, I wrote a book on just different experimentations, or not a book, but more than one book on experimenting with various African writing systems. And actually, let me say that there. In the 20 years that I've been doing this, 20 years since 2000, experimenting with the hieroglyphs, with the Merodic, with several different writing systems, the one that keeps me, you know, because I gave other writing systems chances. I gave them chances. I experimented with them. But the one that makes the most sense, like I say, is Ethiopian. But yeah, it's only like about maybe 3 books that I wrote. One, actually a small book, which I shared with Ms. Gashal and Mola, Dr. Mola. And, you know, so, and then the other one's bigger, but it's, you know, it's not as much. Another thing that I do is I strategize curriculum. That's what I try to do. I try to develop, I try to develop curriculum, and I start at the linguistic level, because you can't really you can't say that you have an African-centered curriculum if you're teaching in English. That doesn't make sense. It's not African-centered, you know, it's Euro-centered if you're using English or some other non-African language to instruct, you know. But anyway, like I said, I advocate that Amharic is the,
Yeah.
yes, I am using 2 devices. Yes, I am. And it's the best I can do, because I have one that's broken. So I had to rig them up so that they'll work, so that I'm even able to be here. It's just my fault.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, let me say this. I say 20 books because I know you know, based on all the information, you know, you emailed me. I went through, you know, most of the your work, but I noticed there about the 20 books you wrote them from, you know. So I say 20 based on what you already emailed me. So because I didn't know about the rest of the books, I apologize just
Oh, no
for
problem.
limiting.
No,
But and I know, you know, like Brother Mark Power is the African Center, uh, you know, development strategy on the African language. Um, anyway, so anyway, I mean, can you tell us also, you know, how, like the beginning of uh, uh, your initiative to start writing in Ethiopic, what was the reason? How did you start, you know, even, I mean, you know, as African American, you know, with all this negative information, negative history about Africa, despite you went out and start searching about the African native language, and how you end up to Ethiopia.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. So anyway, I was born in right at the end of 1969. So I was born in the year of the Panther. You know, that was a lot of blackness. I was born in a lot of blackness. That's what was popular. You know, the afros and all that. You know, I'm still rocking my on this side. I'm still rocking my pick. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean that's what was going on when I was born. Yeah, there was a lot of negativity against Africa. Um, you know, unfortunately, you know, we learn from the enemy. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, you know, our enemies raised us. You know, the mutual enemies, Africans and us in the African diaspora. You know what I'm saying? You call them Ferengi. I ain't gonna tell you what we call them because you know then they'll censor the video. You know what I'm saying? But you know, whatever. So anyway, you know, so that's when we was raised. You know what I'm saying? And it was but I wasn't conscious. I didn't start to become conscious until maybe I was about 20 years old. So this is like 1990. And it was part of the youth culture that was happening. Well, you know, the young people's culture that was happening, popular culture, whatnot. You know, we was listening to X Clan. You know what I'm saying? You had Brand Nubians. You know what I'm saying? You know, different of the conscious hip hop was happening. You know, and then you had Dr. Ben writing books and so on and so forth. So anyway, that was getting popular at the time. People wearing the African medallion. I don't know if y'all remember that, the leather African medallion. Remember that was popular? You remember that time? I don't know, y'all probably don't remember that. But anyway, yeah, so that's what was going on, and that influenced. Huh? You remember?
I
Anyway,
remember.
yeah,
I'm part of the civil rights movement, so I know.
okay, all right, yeah. So that, like I say, that right there influenced me, but the growth was slow. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm in Florida. You know, it's not really a lot of consciousness here, or at least not where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? But the progress was slow, but I eventually got there. You know, I started growing my little dreadlocks and whatnot. You know, wearing the African beads and stuff, and you know, the dashiki. You know what I'm saying? Kente cloth, and but then eventually it went beyond that. It went beyond the style. You know, the language part came to my attention. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hold up, you know what I'm saying? If we're Africans, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why are we speaking English? You know, the English is the language that, you know, the you know, the enemy gave to us. You dig what I'm saying? So you understand what I'm saying? So you know, I say, you know, we gotta fix that. And not only that, these letters also come from these people's hostile to us. You know what I'm saying? That was forced upon us. You know, the Latin script. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I decided to fix that. It's like, okay, so you know, I looked at Swahili, I looked at some other things, but then the one with the African letters, like I say, was Amharic. And that was the main one using African letters that was still living, that people were actually still using, not something that is extinct and whatnot. But even though I did study trying to revive that too, you know, I was involved in that. But like I say, yeah, so that's what I did. And I studied them hard for a little while. Like I said, I studied the Meta Netra for about 10 years. And I gave about 10 years to the Meta Netra. You know what I mean? And I did the neurotic, like I said, my experiment with some other things. And I started, you know, really considering the importance of something living. You know, not something extinct, not something that I have to revive, not something that, you know, there's possibly going to there's possibly going to be a debate on the meaning of the word. You know, does Kemet really mean black land and all this kind of stuff? You know, we can't go through that. You know what I'm saying? We need to know. We don't need to be, there's some updated information coming up. You know what I'm saying? We need to know. All right, so Amharic, you know, there's no debate what the meanings of the words are because it's a living language. They have a speech community. They have a literacy community. It's African, so yeah, that's pretty much how it grew. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's an abbreviated version. I skipped over some things. I left some things out because I'm trying to focus on the on what the issue is right now. Using Ethiopian, I can go through the other African languages and whatnot that I studied, but you know the Ethiopian letters. That's pretty much it. You know.
Yeah, it's just like this. It's just like this. Thank you. It's again, this is not a formal interview or anything like that. This is educational discussion about the African native language, the importance of developing and making, you know, the Ethiopic, the African continental language. And so you and I, Brother Mark, we have similar story. when I was why Ethiopic is like my baby, why I really want to promote, introduce to the world as much as I can, is it's because uh, there is root for this that started when I was very young, when I was teenager, as a student in Paris, France. Um, so it's one of my classes. I had like four friends, one, in fact, five, one from Japan, one from China, and another one was from Korea, and there was a lady from um, Iran. And so this uh, this group, anyway, it's like we they become, like my closest friend. After class, we discuss, about uh, the the lecture, and I noticed in the class, like to my right was the Chinese, and then to my left was the Japanese student. And so during lecture, I noticed both, like they're writing in in their language, even though I don't read their language, I can see, they were writing. And then so I wrote to one of the Chinese student, because we were in the class, so we were not allowed to talk. So I wrote him in French why he's writing in his language. Isn't that he's going to have problem later on? I mean, probably, when it comes to study and to remember um, the lecture. And he replied, no, in fact, just take short notice notes in French, and then just go to the chapter with your, your Amharic language. And then the more you write it in your language, the more you expand even the whole idea, the concept of the class, And then I said, okay. So I started doing the same thing. The second semester, I remember the second semester, I was first in my class, by using my own language, Amharic, um, as a language to study. So other students, like from Ghana, Congo, from Africa, especially from West Africa, and other international students, that don't have, or that English or French, their first language, uh, um, they didn't have really the privilege. We had somehow, that I said, well, I have my own language, and during the class, I write in French and in Amharic, uh, uh, and I don't miss anything. And then in Amharic, I even start writing really in detail within short time. Within short time, I used to write um, a lot of uh, um, explanation, and the even the term, the term of the class, in many ways, because we have, this language, Amharic. It's very, I mean, the Ge'ez, you call it Ge'ez, Amharic, Ethiopic. It's very rich comparing to English and French. I write French and read French, went to school, in Ethiopia, French school I learned. as well as in pairs, you know. And here the same thing. I went to college, university, and I graduate. I have, in some, you know, I have several degrees, including sociology, sociologist. But um, it's when you have language like Amharic, which is rich in any language, you can write any language now. Once you master, you know, the language, you can write French, you can write Swahili, you can write Yoruba, you can write with the language I'm talking about. Um, um, the Congolese language Lingala. I'm crazy about Lingala, by the way, and Swahili. I'm not trying to discriminate or exclude the rest of the African language. It's just like it's beautiful, romantic language, you know. Anyway, yeah. So that's how I started to introduce the Ethiopic to African leaders in the 90s and to ONU as a space company. In 1990, I introduced to OAU. I think Brother Mark's device is echoing. It's like there's noise, you know, in the background. It's giving me a hard time. Can you mute Brother Mark?
I got my mic turned off.
Devices? It is really noisy. I'm trying to fight it with my own voice. It's still there.
He is muted.
Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow, what a piece. Well, it's coming again. It's okay.
See, now I can't hear you. You're completely gone.
Okay, it's okay. I still, yeah, still experiencing the same problem. But no problem anyway. So this is as I say, it's like a class. This is really class. It's Ethiopic class. I think we should call it today instead of discussion. Ethiopic class, you know, by both of you, Dr. Abara.
Well, how about now? Is everything clear now?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So
is it still echoing?
yeah, but it's okay. We have to continue as it is. So
Okay,
anyway, so I introduced Ethiopic to become the working language for the OAU in 1990. I believe it was August 26th or August 27th. Yeah, August 27th at the OAU headquarters. It was an official meeting with Dr. Salim Salim, the OAU Secretary General at that time, an awesome brother, a brother that was open to every positive, every idea. He really wanted to help Africa, you know, to develop, to modernize it with technology, especially, you know, the language, you know. So I introduced Ethiopic in 1990, as I said, August. OAU welcomed my proposal. And then I took it also from there with the support of Dr. Salim Salim, OAU, to 6 African presidents, and including Nigeria. So Ethiopia was welcomed. The president at that time, the president was President Babangida, and so I was given the opportunity also as official gate of the Nigerian people in Nigeria uh, the press. I was given an opportunity of press conference, about 5 press conference in different days. So we talked, introduced um, the Ethiopic and the Amharic language, and everybody was crazy about it. And I remember one of the minister of information, said, uh, "Why in the world Ethiopians were not coming to teach us here in Nigeria a long time ago? Why Emperor Haile Selassie was not sharing this wisdom with Nigerians?" And then he included also because
I wanted to ask you that.
and then he said, also because I spoke about the Ethiopian Orthodox, language, the Ethiopic to be the Ethiopian Orthodox language also, as well as, of course, the Greece, the Amharic. And then he said, why the emperor? Why Emperor Haile Selassie saying, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church here, to convert us from the Catholic, the colonizer church, into Ethiopian Orthodox. I mean, this much, they were impressed, they were happy, they were excited. And so finally, OAU and President Mengistu Haile Mariam, the Ethiopian president, and including President Mobutu, including the Nigerian president, Gabon president, Ghana president, and President Daniel Moi of Kenya, supported. And so we're supposed, OAU is supposed to start, make it officially the OAU language, and there was even date, there was date programmed for inauguration, but the separatist that month, the same month, OAU was supposed to introduce the Ethiopic, the Amharic. I don't say Amharic, by the way. Amharic, it's not correct. Even I corrected myself. It's Amharic. There is no H. It's not Amharic. This is the European, introduced the Amharic as Amharic and the Arabs, but it's Amharic. It's Amarinya. So there's no H. It just to inform you, so you can practice. I mean, everybody, practice. Don't say Amharic, it's Amharic, because it's Amarinya. Anyway, so the months that Ethiopic was and Amharic font fidel, which is the same anyway, supposed to inaugurated as one of the official, in fact, as official written African native language. That means the rebel took place, and after that we tried, to make it happen, but Malek Zenawi said no. He refused. Not only that, I mean, it's another topic.
Who said no? Who said no?
The monument, I introduced at the same time, monuments of the founding fathers, including Marcus, Garvey. He refused for a long time. And so it didn't happen, but I just want to tell you, especially, Brother Mark, I just want to tell you that I keep campaigning, I keep teaching, especially, like in Nigeria and Ghana, and the other country is Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire, really, they're like one of like support of the Ethiopian to be introduced in their country and their education system as soon as possible. You know, so I have been enlightening our people. I have been campaigning. I didn't stop for the last 30 years, and of course, I have been communicating with the African Union, and soon we may have some news, but especially, you know, with Dr. With teaming, you know, by teaming with Dr. Abarra and you, we're gonna take it to the top of what I call the top of the mountain, you know, where to this point, there has been a lot of obstacle. The obstacle is Ethiopia and the TPLF and the OLF, and now also OLF is one of the strongest beside the TPLF, despite, you know, they have no power. Nobody has power at this time, but the African leaders, the African people, the African Union, and the Pan-Africanism, I mean, Africanist such, the United States of Africa and the Global Pan-Africanism Network, what I call the only genuine, real Pan-Africanist movement platform. This is where the United States of Africa and the Global Pan-Africanism Network is where you find every legend Pan-Africanism activist and from around the world, and we are based, because it's representing Africans in Africa and on the continent, as well as globally, you know, in the diaspora. So we're working just like a country. We're functioning like a country. Like we have ambassadors everywhere. We are registered in many countries, including the United States, state of Texas. BOA's organization is registered here, and I am the agent also for BOA's, because you need to have an agent, one agent residence in this country. And so one of our project is the education system, to change the education system in Africa, as well as in the diaspora, the African community. We are planning to have school, you know, after or beside the, let's say, the United States, you know, after the school and weekend time and summertime, our children will go to the United States of Africa school. So we already have like the Minister of Education within our organization, the United States of Africa. So why we brought today and why we start, you know, educating our people, including, you know, friends of Africans globally, because this is going to benefit many people, not just us. The more we learn, you know, our own language, the more we educate also about ourselves, you know, to the rest of the world. It's because we have this the Minister of Education, and we brought in the Ethiopic. I said we should, you know, I introduced the Ethiopic to the president first, Daniel, the founder of the United States of Africa and the Global Pan-Africanism Network. Very, you all know him now. Brilliant. He's just like, to me, he's like, the young Marcus Garvey, so he welcomed the program, the Ethiopic. And so we started introducing for the last 3-4 months Ethiopic within our organization before we brought you guys now here, publicly, I should say. And so, so it's going to be our also one of our working language. So it will start with us. And that's what it is. And then for me, despite I introduced the Ethiopian language to become the African continental language, at the beginning, I didn't have, the finished product, but I know Dr. Barra started in the 80s, since, after I moved from Paris. I know, one of his brothers, Dr. Bakale, and through him, I found out about the software and everything he was working on. And I got also, software. And it was like, for me, it was, I can't even find really to express, myself. I can't find words to express myself, how I felt really very proud, And today we have the software, we have the keyboard, the Ethiopian government is using also the same program. And then today Ethiopians easily, because most Ethiopians have English language barrier when it comes to writing, especially, you can't speak English in any way, but if you really don't have the English education, if you don't know the grammar, as you know, I mean, you can't write any language. But thanks to Dr. Abarra Molla, today, almost 99% of Ethiopians communicate, with Ethiopic. So we text, each other with Ethiopic. We don't struggle anymore with any other language, So I really like to honor him here for this, God bless Dr. Abarra Molla for this gift, for the endless gift to Ethiopia and the rest of Africa. So I wish and I hope, in order also, to accomplish in short time the Ethiopic to be introduced in every African country, that the Ethiopian government hopefully will also honor Dr. Abarra as well as the OAU, so we can take Dr. Abarra to different African countries so he can speak and give, also some workshop, because we need to start as soon as everything about the coronavirus issue become probably soon with God. I mean, everything is possible. To say possible, we would like to travel with you guys to Africa program on the United States of Africa platform, and the United States of Africa is planning on this, but of course the organization needs financial support in many ways. And this is it. So we OAU is with us. We're working with OAU, and so we'll see. But we need your help. I mean, we need both of your support. But the United States of Africa is with you, and let's help each other and get started, because we need to free ourselves. We need to free ourselves. There's no, I personally, or Brother Mark or Dr. Abarra, when I was in Paris, I remember wherever I leave message to my friends at the door, I used to write in French. And so one day my friend told me not to leave her a message anymore in French language, but Amharic. I said, okay, but why? And what she told me, like, I'm not gonna say it, but you can write. I can write any secret, and nobody, was reading it. When I was in Paris, So when I leave a message, let's, you guys meet at this place at this time. Sometimes that can be even simple thing, can be dangerous. People will find, about your program, where they can find you, But when you have your own language, it's something else. Just to share with you.
I wanted to make a comment about your experience with the Japanese. That was part of my experience as well when I was in college. Okay, it's like some I guess I was showing I learned a little bit and so I spoke to a brother as he walked by, a Vietnamese brother. I said "Chow bang," what I'm saying. It's like, "What's up?" What I'm saying. And the Japanese girls used to like to hang around me. What I'm saying. I was young. You know what I mean? And it was like one of them looked at me. She was like, "You just spoke Vietnamese to that man." And I was like, "Yeah." You know what I mean? And she said,
Yeah.
"How many?" She was like, "How many African languages you like?" I'm sorry. How many African languages do you know? You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it. I was like, "Oh man." You know what I'm saying? So she kind of schooled me on that. But like I said, I'm in the African diaspora. You know what I mean? I just didn't know everything like I should. But yeah, that was interesting. Your experience was with some Asian people, and mine was with some Japanese girls. And like I said, I said, "What's up?" to the Vietnamese brother. I said, "Chow bang." I don't know if they still say that. I hear that change from the generations. But when I was young, the Vietnamese my age, that's how they spoke. They said "Chow bang" if they want to say what's up to a lady. So you say "Chow ko." You know what I mean? But yeah. So she caught me with that. I was like, yeah, that made me think a little bit. It's like I'm an African, but I'm learning other people's language. We might learn Spanish. Even she broke that down. She said she'd been to Cuba. She traveled the world. You know what I'm saying? And she said that everywhere I go, I see African people learning everything, everybody else's stuff but their own. She even said that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And by the way, in 1990, September 12, at the breakfast, I had to teach,
I shouldn't tell you nothing else about that girl. Let me mute myself.
no Amharic, but I mean, he have seen it because he was in Ethiopia. I mean, you guys know the story. I'll not go through that. But I asked Mr. Mandela if he knows how to write Amharic, if he learned Amharic while he was in Ethiopia, during the struggle time, before he went to jail. On his return, he went to jail because they found out he was in Ethiopia. Anyway, and then and he said no. So I said, well, we don't have to wait, for next time. You never know when it comes to next time. So let's start today. So I told him, I wrote his name in Amharic, And also he started copying writing. And then Mobutu said, how about me? I want to write also, my name.
Right on.
So I like both of them. And the cabinet minister also said, yeah, me too. Professor Nimi, his name is Professor Nimi. He lives in Brussels now. And Professor Nimi also said, yeah, me too. In fact, I'm the cabinet member, so I need to learn the language. Can you write my name, please? And so we start, at the breakfast, everybody start learning, to write their name in Amharic. And Mandela said, from now on, I'm going to practice and write and sign my name in Amharic. He said, so wherever I go, I was teaching each president I meet to write his name in Amharic, because that was my gift, and yeah. And so this is the great beginning today, and then we'll continue next time. We'll continue with we'll talk anyway about it.
I want to say something about economics. I want to say something about economics real quick.
Yeah, it's about time. Just a minute. Okay, just a minute, brother Mark. It's about time, the United, to support also the United States of Africa financially. And I said we need also some educators like you guys. And we'll start, to teach, the different Africa language. Already there's Swahili, of course, and a different language to this point. But the Ethiopic, we need to start Ethiopic, but in order for us to continue, teaching through broadcasting, you guys also have to somehow design a financial.
That's what I want to talk about.
A financial, or a financial opportunity. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I speak on that real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, like I say, yeah, you got to create an economic incentive. All right, when the Muslims came in and they brought the Arabic script, okay, they came in with religion, and also they came in with security on the trade routes, all right, in West Africa, because that's there's trading across the Sahara. You dig? So people would get robbed, all right, in those areas. But of course, the Muslims, they said, okay, we'll make sure we'll be like bodyguards to you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's partly how Arabic even got popular in the area. It was security against thugs. You know what I'm saying? Against people getting robbed on the trade routes, right? You got to create like a job incentive. Hello? Somebody said something?
No.
Okay, I heard some noise. But anyway, yeah, like I said, you got to create like job incentives. You know what I'm saying? Economic incentives. I think that's where a lot of pro-Black organizations fail, especially right here in St. Petersburg. They don't be creating jobs. You know what I'm saying? We'll be up here struggling, volunteering and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody really trying to help us to pay bills, because at this point, we got to pay bills. Hopefully, actually, my intention is to get out of paying bills to these folks, the folks who ain't us. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it within the Black community, right? That's what I'm trying to do. That's my goal. But anyway, yeah, I have an idea. I have an idea that has to do with registration. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and give this to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give this to the president, right? And all y'all can work on this, right? This idea I have, but I'm gonna share it with you. I'm just giving it to you for free. All right. Registration fees. Okay. You get a card. It says United States of Africa. Excuse me. It says United States of Africa on it, right? You understand what I'm saying? And you order the card. Part of the fee of that card goes towards funding programs for the United States of Africa. Now the thing is, you got to give people an economic incentive to want to get the card. You dig what I'm saying? So what it is you want people to be like, okay, if I got this card and there's a black business, right? Check this out. There's a black business. I'm just giving this to you for free. All right. There's a black business that's part of the United States of Africa, right? The groups that y'all affiliated with. All right. We send customers to those businesses, right? Those businesses grow and have to expand. You understand? And once they expand, they're going to get so big, they're going to need they're going to need employees. We give them incentives to hire people, right? Different little breaks and whatnot within the organization. Okay, and like I say, like I say, in that way, okay, I can seek employment opportunities through this group, and so I mean, you got something like that. That's just something I'm throwing out there. But in order to even be able to participate, you got to have a card. All right. Now I'm going to say this about the United States of Africa and these groups, right? If we're going to keep it African, we're really going to do the African thing, right? We really need to change that name to an African name because United States is not an African name. All right. If there's and since we're going to use Amharic, right? I mean, that's the one that makes the most sense. How do you say United States of Africa in Amharic? All right, and then put that on the logo.
Yeah. We say Africa ሀገሮች. We would just but we just saying where we in order to communicate for now. This is how we the president started, but things will we can modify things. That's why we have to help each other. I mean, we're talking about a young man, just very young. I mean,
Right, he did a good job.
Yeah. I mean,
by the way, I want to say something before we finish.
Here we have just to share with you, for example, the core of the core values for the Global Pan-Africanism Network is like I like to highlight this. It's a core values like love, peace, unity, teamwork, truth, justice, equality, property, and to promote love and reunite all people of Black descent with their ancestral motherland, advocate for their rights and freedom, and to combat tribalism, separatism in Africa, and fight racism throughout the world, to promote African culture and create a unique identity that all people of Black descent will be proud of, to promote education. Like this is one of our program that we've been discussing here, to promote education, to empower our people, and to engineer, technology, tourism, and to promote Swahili also as a language, one of the language and other indigenous language spoken by people of Black descent throughout the world, and to empower young people, women and children through their talents, like our scientist, Dr. Abara, and our brother, Mark, to promote equality and equal opportunities for all, to encourage trade among GPAN, which is the Global Pan-Africanism Network, member states, and spearhead financial revolution, and to have a global health plan for GPAN member states, to advocate for environmental conversation, through promotion of green energy and encourage planting of indigenous trees, and then continue all this, as part of our core value and the education plan to develop Africa. So, and we need, everybody's help. Everyone that this is, everyone that has been watching us for the last an hour, 27 minutes. You can communicate with us. You can contact us. Go to United States of Africa and the Global Pan-Africanism Network Facebook, and just tell us. I mean, just join us and come up with any idea that's going to help and develop Africa and the African people on the continent and the diaspora. Dr. Abarra, I'm sure you have something to say. I will give you the opportunity to conclude this program. If not for today, I think we had brotherly and sisterly discussion while our people are following us, for over an hour. And Dr. Abarra, please.
Okay. Thanks for all the information and everything you gave out. And I think to be timely, one of the things we said was you were mentioning Organization of African Unity. When that was a part of the history, but now we know it is African Union. At the same time, so I am also happy that Mark managed to stay here through all the heat from Florida. You should move to Colorado where it is cool. And other than that, I have a couple of things I did not mention. Right now, there are universities who are teaching Ethiopic in Europe, Canada, and America, and Amharic is translated to other languages through Google Translate, and there is quite a lot of progress. So another part of the history I want the public to know is because it's one of the oldest alphabets as well as language, the Book of Enoch was preserved only in this alphabet and language. So there is even quite a lot of contribution we have done to the world, and there is quite a lot to be learned. So I encourage everybody to read more on Ethiopia, and we will come back and talk more. And I appreciate everybody who hosted this, especially with Harar work, with an Ethiopian name for maize. And I appreciate everybody, including the president. And for me, that's all I can say for now. And thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Speaking of the and that's the gift I have been giving to many people because the book of Heno, I remember there is the Ethiopic, there's the credits given to Ethiopia, Ethiopic, is mentioned there. And it meant, a lot to me to share this with some of my, professors at Dallas Baptist University. And so I have been giving that as a birthday gift or Christmas gift, so they can see that Black people have language, and it was translated from our language to English. Ethiopia. So it was not among the 66 um, King James, Bible. And I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah. And yeah, so I think for today, and I appreciate the President of the United States of Africa and the Daniel is based in Kenya. He has been also helping here today. And the United States of Africa is registered in Ghana, and the global network, the Global Africa Pan-Africanism Network, is registered in Kenya, what I call Kenya, the African New York, Nairobi. Yeah, so this is the only organization based, our organization is based in Africa. It means a lot and recognized by our leaders. And I don't know if President Daniel, can you close this discussion for us, please, if you can? I want you just, to say something with your magic word, your uniter. We want to hear the young African, the young Marcus Garvey.
Hello, greetings to all our followers of United States of Africa. Today we have had an excellent discussion on Ethiopic language, and it is one of the objectives of our Global Pan-Africanism Network to promote indigenous African languages, because as long as we continue embracing colonial languages, we will never have our own identity. And language is one of the most powerful weapons to destroy colonialism. And the more we embrace our own languages, the more we discover who we are and where we came from. We'll be organizing several discussions that are geared towards promoting the Ethiopic alphabet, promoting Kiswahili, and many other African languages that some have been forgotten. And it's the responsibility of United States of Africa to ensure that all African languages are protected and documented. In Africa, we have more than 3,000 languages, and as United States of Africa, it's our duty to ensure that we promote these languages, and we speak these languages so that they become a symbol of pride for the African people and the African nation. And our goal is also to promote Kiswahili for Africans in Africa and for the Africans in the diaspora. That way, we are going to give people of African descent an identity, to give them what the colonizers took away from them when they forcefully took them away from Africa and made them slaves. This is the time for regeneration of Africa, and we invite people around the world to support United States of Africa, be part of this vision, and be proud of who you are. If you're Black, if you never feel shameful because of the color of your skin, you should never be ashamed of speaking your indigenous language. We need to be very proud of our roots and proud of our identity. I'd like to thank our host, Yehara Gashao, for hosting this program, and also thank our guest, Dr. Abera Mola, for his invaluable contributions towards preserving indigenous African languages and the Ethiopic alphabet. I also thank Brother Mark for the excellent contributions in this program. And we look forward to hosting you again in another program. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good day and good night wherever you are. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, everybody.